What do you think separates the rich from the poor? Is it just money or something deeper? These questions open the door to an intriguing discussion about the wealth gap. It's a reality that's as complex as it is pervasive, and while the size of one's bank account is certainly a factor, it's far from the whole story. The wealth gap is more than just a chasm between the haves and have-nots. It is a multifaceted issue that encompasses disparities in income, yes, but also in mindset, education, and opportunities. It's about the tangible and the intangible, the seen and unseen, the quantifiable and the qualitative. Now, you might be thinking, hey, we all have the same 24 hours in a day, right? Well, here's a tongue-in-cheek observation for you. Both the rich and the poor indeed have the same number of hours each day. However, you'll rarely find the rich spending their time looking for the TV remote. It's a humorous way to illustrate a serious point. How we choose to spend our time, our resources, and our energy can greatly influence our financial standing. Think about it. The rich tend to invest their time in activities that can generate more wealth, like building businesses or acquiring assets. On the other hand, those struggling financially might spend their time on more immediate concerns, like making ends meet. This is not to dismiss the very real challenges many people face. Lack of access to quality education, limited opportunities, systemic issues. These are all significant barriers that can keep people from improving their financial circumstances. But it's also important to acknowledge that mindset plays a significant role. How we perceive money, how we approach wealth creation, how we navigate the world with or without financial literacy. These aspects can shape our financial destinies in profound ways. So it's not just about the cash in your wallet. It's about how you think and act. It's about understanding the difference between being rich and being wealthy, about recognizing that wealth is not just about money, but about freedom, options, and the capacity to make choices that can lead to a better future. Ever wondered why rich people seem to get richer? It's not magic, it's mindset. Now let's dive into the world of the wealthy and unravel the secret of their mindset. You see, the rich have a different perspective on risk. They view it not as something to be avoided, but as an opportunity to be seized. For them, risk is like a wild stallion. It might be unpredictable, but if you can harness its power, it can take you to places you've never been before. Investment for the rich isn't just about putting money into a business or a stock. It's about investing in themselves. They understand the value of education, of knowledge, and of continuous learning. They know that the more they learn, the more they earn. It's like a gym for the mind. Except instead of lifting weights, they're lifting books and ideas. And speaking of ideas, let's lighten the mood with a little joke. How do rich people think about money? Well, they treat it like a love relationship. They nurture it, invest in it, and watch it grow. They don't just go on one date and expect to get married. No, they court it, they learn its likes and dislikes. They spend time with it. And like any good relationship, the more they put into it, the more they get out of it. But here's the thing. This mindset isn't exclusive to the rich. Anyone can adopt it. We can all learn to embrace risk, to invest in ourselves, and to nurture our relationship with money. It's not about having $1 million in the bank. It's about having a millionaire's mindset. So, let's stop thinking about wealth as something that's out of our reach. Let's start thinking about it as something that's within our grasp. Because at the end of the day, it's not about the size of your wallet. It's about the size of your dreams. Remember, your mind can be your biggest asset or your worst enemy. Did you know that the rich and the poor have different access to education and opportunities? It's a stark reality that's as plain as the nose on your face, yet often overlooked. You see, when it comes to education, it's not just about the 3 R's, reading, writing, and arithmetic. It's also about gaining the knowledge and skills to navigate the complexities of life, particularly the financial world. The rich tend to have access to quality education that equips them with the knowledge to make informed decisions about their finances. They learn about investments, how the stock market works, and how to make their money work for them. On the other hand, the poor often lack access to this kind of education, leaving them less equipped to build wealth. Now let's talk about opportunities. You know, some people treat opportunities like a bus. Miss one, and they just shrug and say, oh well, there's always the next one. But here's the kicker. Opportunities aren't public transportation. They don't follow a schedule. and they certainly don't come around every 15 minutes. The rich understand this. They have their eyes peeled and their ears to the ground, ready to seize opportunities when they appear. Furthermore, the rich often have access to a wider range of opportunities. Thanks to their networks and resources, they know the right people, and they're in the right places at the right times. The poor, on the other hand, may not have access to these networks and resources, limiting their exposure to potential wealth-building opportunities. So, what's the takeaway here? Education and opportunities play a significant role in wealth accumulation. Having access to quality education provides the knowledge to make smart financial decisions. Being ready and able to seize opportunities can lead to wealth-building ventures. But remember, opportunities don't often come knocking twice, so seize them when you can. Ever heard the saying, "The rich get richer while the poor get poorer"? Let's delve into why. One of the key differences between the rich and the poor lies in their financial habits. It's like this. Imagine your money as a bar of soap. The more you handle it, the less you have. Funny, isn't it? But there's a grain of truth in there. Now let's unpack that a bit. First off, we have saving. The rich understand that every penny saved is a penny earned. They don't just spend less, they save more. They live below their means and focus on growing their wealth. Now you might think, hey, I save too. But here's the thing. The rich don't just save for the sake of saving. They save with a purpose. They set financial goals and save towards them. It's not about hoarding money. It's about being strategic with it. Next, there's investing. The rich don't just work for money. They make their money work for them. They understand that investing is key to financial growth. They invest in stocks, real estate, businesses, you name it. They're not afraid to take calculated risks because they know that's how wealth is created. Then we have budgeting. The rich are meticulous about their money. They know where every penny is going. They create a budget and stick to it. They prioritize their spending and cut out unnecessary expenses. They don't just earn and spend. They earn, save, invest, and then spend. It's a cycle, a habit, a way of life. So you see, the rich treat their money differently. They don't handle their money like a bar of soap. They handle it like a precious resource. They respect it, value it, and most importantly, they know how to grow it. So why do the rich get richer? It's not magic. It's not luck. It's not even about being born with a silver spoon. It's about adopting good financial habits. It's about being smart with your money. Good financial habits can be the bridge between you and wealth. It's time to cross that bridge, don't you think? Now let's wrap up what we've learned today. We started by peering into the wealth gap, a chasm as deep as the Grand Canyon and as wide as the Pacific Ocean. We saw that being rich or poor isn't just about the numbers in your bank account, but more importantly, it's about your mindset. The rich don't just think about making money. They think about making their money work for them. They're like master chess players, always thinking several moves ahead. The poor, on the other hand, are often caught in a game of checkers, reacting to their circumstances rather than planning for the future. And speaking of planning for the future, we've talked about the importance of education. The rich understand that investing in knowledge pays the best interest. They're continually learning, growing, and improving, like a tree that never stops reaching for the sun. But remember, education isn't just about getting a degree. It's about gaining knowledge and using it to create opportunities, which brings us to our next point, opportunities. The rich are like eagles, soaring high above the ground, always on the lookout for their next prey. They seize opportunities when they see them, and if they don't see any, they create them. The poor, on the other hand, are often like turtles, hiding in their shells, afraid to take risks. And lastly, we've discussed financial habits. The rich understand that it's not about how much money you make, but how much you keep. They're like squirrels, always stashing away acorns for the winter. The poor, on the other hand, often spend more than they earn, like a car with a leaky fuel tank. Now here's a little joke for you. The rich are like a tea bag. You don't know how strong they are until they're in hot water. But remember, even tea bags need hot water to bring out their best. Remember, the distance between the rich and the poor isn't just measured in dollars. It's about mindset, education, seizing opportunities, and good financial habits. So which side do you want to be on? Do you know what are the 14 things that poor people waste their money on according to Warren Buffett? This question isn't just a random thought. It comes from one of the wealthiest and most successful investors in the world, Warren Buffett. He's known for his financial acumen and his ability to build wealth over the long term. And now he's sharing some of his wisdom with us, shedding light on habits that could be hindering our financial growth. So let's dive into the 14 money-wasting habits that Warren Buffett warns against. The first thing that poor people often waste their money on, according to Buffett, is credit card debt. It's like a snake in the grass, silently lurking and waiting to strike. You swipe, you buy, and before you know it, you're in the red, paying hefty interest rates that are more of a trap than a convenience. Next, we have unnecessary spending. It's the siren call of those impulse buys at the checkout line, the lure of the sale sign, the temptation of the buy one get one free deal. But remember, a deal is only a deal if you actually need the item in the first place. Then there are expensive social activities. Sure, that fancy brunch or the VIP concert ticket can be fun, but they can also be a drain on your wallet. Remember, the best things in life aren't things. They're experiences, and they don't always come with a hefty price tag. Fourth on the list is flashy tech. It's easy to get caught up in the latest gadget or the newest phone model. But do we really need all those bells and whistles? Often, functional tech serves us just as well, without emptying our pockets. Next up, trendy clothes. Fashion is fickle, and what's in today can be out tomorrow. Instead of falling for the trend trap, opt for classic, timeless pieces that won't go out of style and will last you much longer. The sixth habit is buying new cars. It's a known fact that cars depreciate the moment they leave the lot. So why not opt for a pre-owned car that's just as functional and a fraction of the cost? Finally, we have unused gym memberships. We've all been there, signing up for that gym membership in a burst of New Year's resolution enthusiasm. But how often do we actually use it? Instead, consider more budget-friendly fitness options, like outdoor workouts or home exercises. These are just the first 7 habits. Let's move on to the rest. The 8th habit that Buffett warns against is excessive subscription services. It's easy to fall into the trap of signing up for multiple streaming platforms, fitness apps, or even gourmet coffee delivery services. However, these monthly fees can quickly pile up, eating into your budget without you even noticing. Next up, we have unnecessary skincare products. Buffett suggests that often we are lured into buying expensive creams, serums, and treatments that promise miraculous results. But in reality, a simple and affordable skincare routine can be just as effective. Now let's talk about socializing. Sure, it's fun to go out for fancy dinners or attend high-end events, but Buffett advises us to find budget-friendly alternatives. Hosting a potluck dinner, going for a picnic, or even a game night at home can be just as enjoyable, without burning a hole in your pocket. On to some serious stuff. Gambling and smoking. These are not just detrimental to your health, but also to your wallet. The money spent on lottery tickets or packs of cigarettes could be invested wisely for better returns. Speaking of investments, Buffett emphasizes the importance of investing in oneself. This could be through education, learning a new skill, or even picking up a hobby. Remember, the more you grow, the more your wealth grows. Finally, we arrive at the last habit, not making informed decisions. Buffett urges us to do our homework before making any financial decisions. This could be as simple as comparing prices before buying a product, or as complex as understanding the market trends before investing. These are all the 14 habits that Buffett believes poor people waste their money on. Now that we know what not to do, what does Buffett suggest we do instead? Warren Buffett, a name synonymous with smart investing, has a few golden nuggets of advice. First and foremost, he emphasizes the importance of investing in oneself. This is not limited to financial investments, but extends to education and skills. As Buffett suggests, the more you learn, the more you earn. By constantly upgrading our knowledge and skills, we are essentially future-proofing ourselves, increasing our earning potential, and decreasing our chances of financial instability. Buffett also advises us to choose functionality over flash when it comes to technology. It's easy to get drawn to the latest gadgets with all their bells and whistles, but at the end of the day, it's the functionality that matters. Opting for devices that serve our needs, rather than being the newest on the market, can save us a considerable amount of money. Clothing is another area where Buffett urges us to choose wisely. Opting for classic clothes that won't go out of style is not only a fashion-forward decision, but also a financially smart one. In a similar vein, Buffett suggests buying pre-owned cars, a functional machine that gets you from point A to point B, rather than a flashy status symbol. Socializing doesn't have to be a drain on our wallets either. Buffett promotes budget-friendly alternatives for socializing, suggesting that good company and meaningful conversations don't necessarily require a hefty price tag. Lastly, and perhaps most importantly, Buffett stresses the need for making informed decisions. This means doing our homework before making any financial decisions, be it an investment, a purchase, or even a subscription. By following Buffett's advice, we can avoid these money-wasting habits and achieve long-term wealth. Remember, it's not about how much you earn, but how much you keep. And with these tips from Buffett, we're well on our way to keeping more and wasting less. In conclusion, avoiding these 14 habits can help us manage our finances better. Let's quickly run through them again. Investing in oneself through education and skills is key. It's better to steer clear of credit card debt, unnecessary spending, and pricey social activities. Opt for functional tech over flashy gadgets, choose classic clothes instead of trendy ones, and consider buying pre-owned cars. Unused gym memberships, excessive subscription services, and non-essential skincare products are often money drains. And of course, always choose budget-friendly alternatives for socializing. Lastly, be cautious of gambling and smoking, as they can have detrimental effects on both your health and your wallet. These nuggets of wisdom from Warren Buffett are not just about cutting costs, but about cultivating a mindset that prioritizes financial well-being. It's about understanding the value of money, making informed decisions, and planning for the future. Financial management is not a luxury, but a necessity. It's about setting ourselves up for long-term wealth and stability. A dollar saved today could be worth much more tomorrow, given the power of compound interest. So let's take a leaf out of Buffett's book and aim to be not just richer, but wiser. After all, wealth isn't just about having lots of money. It's about having lots of options. Remember, it's not about how much money you make, but how much you keep. Now that you know these habits and advice, what will you do with this knowledge? It's time to take a leaf out of Warren Buffett's book. Let's take a moment to consider the power of the advice you've just heard. It's not just a list of do's and don'ts from a successful investor, but a roadmap to a financially secure future. Imagine the freedom that comes with being debt-free. Think of the relief of knowing that your hard-earned money is working for you, not against you. Picture a life where you're not just surviving paycheck to paycheck, but thriving. This is the potential that lies in implementing Buffett's advice. Now, let's consider the alternative. Ignoring this advice might seem easy, like taking the path of least resistance. But remember, the road paved with credit card debt, unnecessary spending, and expensive social activities often leads to financial stress and insecurity. It's a path where your money controls you, not the other way around. But it doesn't have to be this way. You have the power to change your financial trajectory. It starts with small steps, buying functional tech over flashy gadgets, opting for classic clothes over fast fashion, choosing budget-friendly socializing options over expensive outings. It's about investing in yourself through education and skills, not unused gym memberships or excessive subscription services. Remember, every dollar you save is a dollar you can invest in your future. And as Buffett himself has shown, the compound interest on those investments can lead to significant wealth in the long run. So what's stopping you? It's time to take action. Start today. Review your spending habits. Identify areas where you can make changes and start making those changes. It might be challenging at first, but remember, the journey to financial freedom is a marathon, not a sprint. Don't just know these habits and advice, live them. Your financial future depends on it. Ever wondered why the rich get richer and the poor get poorer? It's all about financial habits. Picture a chasm, a Grand Canyon of sorts, separating those with overflowing coffers from those struggling to make ends meet. This divide isn't a product of sheer luck or happenstance. Rather, it reflects the disparity in financial habits. The wealthy have a knack for managing their money, leveraging strategies often overlooked by others. On the other side, many fall into a cycle of financial missteps, widening the gap. But here's the good news. Understanding these habits is the first step to bridging this financial divide. We're not just talking about saving a few pennies here and there. It's about investing wisely, diversifying income, buying assets that generate more income, mitigating risks, and learning continuously. It's about setting long-term financial goals, using debt strategically, networking, and even engaging in philanthropy. The rich have mastered these habits, and it's time we demystified them for everyone else. So buckle up, folks. We're about to embark on a financial journey, shedding light on the money rules the rich swear by. Let's demystify these habits and level the playing field. First rule of the wealthy: time is money, literally. Let's delve into the magic of compound interest, a powerful tool that makes your money work for you. Picture compound interest like a snowball rolling down a hill. With each roll, it picks up more snow, growing larger and larger. That's exactly what happens when you invest early. Initial investment is your snowball, and the hill is the time you're giving it to grow. As it rolls down, it accumulates more, thanks to compound interest, which is the interest on your initial investment, plus the interest already earned. Now imagine if you started rolling that snowball down the hill earlier. It would have more time to grow, more time to pick up snow, and by the time it reaches the bottom, it could be a massive pile of wealth. That's the power of investing early. It's like planting a seed and watching it grow into a giant tree. You're not just earning interest on your original investment, but also on the interest you've already earned. So, the earlier you start, the more your money grows. Ever heard the saying, "Don't put all your eggs in one basket"? Well, it's a timeless wisdom that applies perfectly to the world of finance. Diversifying your income sources is like weaving a safety net. It's about not relying on a single stream, but building multiple ones to cushion any potential financial blows. Imagine you're a juggler. The more balls you have in the air, the more chances you have to keep the show going, even if one drops. That's exactly how diverse income sources work. Think of the legendary Warren Buffett, who has invested in a myriad of sectors, from insurance to candy companies, creating a vast income net. Or take J.K. Rowling, who didn't just depend on her Harry Potter books, but also branched out into film rights, merchandise, and even a theme park. It's not about being a jack of all trades, but rather, it's about spreading your opportunities. It could be rental income, dividends from investments, a side business, royalties from a book, or even a blog that generates ad revenue. The more diverse your income sources, the more financially resilient you become. The key is not to rely on a single source of income. The rich don't just earn, they make their money work for them. It's a tantalizing concept, isn't it? This is where income-generating assets come into play. Think of these as your little employees, tirelessly working away, day and night to bring you income. They're the real estate properties that hand you rent checks, the stocks that pay dividends, and the businesses that churn out profits. But here's a twist of irony for you. Not everything that glitters is gold, and not every asset is truly an asset. Remember, assets put money in your pocket. If they're taking money out instead, well, they're more like liabilities in disguise. So that shiny new car, unless it's a taxi, it's probably not an income-generating asset. The key is to discern between what's an asset and what's a liability. Make an art out of acquiring the former, and you'll be one step closer to mastering the money game. Choose assets that put money in your pocket, not take it out. No risk, no reward, right? But the rich know it's about calculated risks. They understand that every financial decision comes with some level of risk. It's like driving a car. There's always a chance of an accident, but we don't stop driving. Instead, we buckle up, follow the rules, and stay alert. Similarly, in finance, the rich don't shy away from risks. They learn about them, measure them, and then take steps to control them. Take the stock market, for instance. It's a roller coaster ride full of ups and downs. But instead of avoiding it altogether, savvy investors diversify their portfolio. They spread their money across different types of investments, reducing the impact if one of them takes a hit. Or consider real estate. Buying property is a big financial commitment with its own risks. But the wealthy don't just jump in blindly. They research the market, pick the right location, and have a financial cushion for unforeseen expenses. It's all about taking educated, calculated risks. It's not about betting the farm on a hunch, but making informed decisions based on research, advice, and experience. They know that risk is part of the game. but they also know how to play it safe. Remember, it's not about avoiding risks, it's about managing them. The rich never stop learning, especially about finances. Just as a chef doesn't stop tasting new cuisines, a financially savvy individual never stops exploring the financial landscape. Imagine a surfer, always on the lookout for the next big wave. Similarly, those who seek financial success are always scanning the horizon for the next big opportunity, the next trend, the next big shift in the market. They understand that the financial world is as dynamic as the ocean, with currents and undercurrents that can change the game in a heartbeat. It's like being in an episode of Game of Thrones, where alliances shift, power dynamics change, and you need to stay on your toes to survive. Except instead of dragons and white walkers, we're dealing with stocks, bonds, and cryptocurrencies. So don't just dip your toes in the water. Dive in! Read books, follow financial news, take online courses, join forums, engage in discussions, surround yourself with knowledge and soak it all in. Remember, in the financial world, knowledge isn't just power. It's the difference between sinking and surfing. So keep learning, because the financial world never stops evolving. The rich are in it for the long haul. This is a mantra that the wealthy live by. They understand the importance of setting and prioritizing long-term financial goals. Consider the story of John D. Rockefeller. Born into a modest family, he had a vision of building an empire in the oil industry. He didn't make his fortune overnight. Instead, he set long-term goals, worked tirelessly, and ultimately founded Standard Oil, one of the most influential companies in history. The same principle applies to your financial journey. It's not about getting rich quick. It's about establishing clear, long-term financial goals and working diligently towards them. Whether it's investing in a retirement fund, saving for a dream home, or starting your own business, it's crucial to have a clear vision of where you want to be financially in the future. Remember, wealth building is not a get-rich-quick scheme. It's a long-term commitment that requires patience, persistence, and discipline. And the wealthy know this. They plan for the future. They invest with a long-term perspective. They understand that financial success doesn't come from short-term wins, but from long-term planning and execution. Set your sights on the future, because financial success is a marathon, not a sprint. Debt, a four-letter word that can be a powerful tool if used correctly. You see, wealthy individuals often use debt strategically, not as a burden but as a lever to unlock opportunities. Let's dive into a case study to illustrate this concept. Consider Jack, a savvy real estate investor. Jack doesn't buy properties with his own money. Instead, he borrows from the bank, using the properties as collateral. This way he can buy multiple properties with the same capital, amplifying his potential returns. When the properties appreciate in value, Jack makes a tidy profit, far exceeding his interest payments. That's strategic use of debt. Similarly, businesses often take on debt to fund expansion projects. Yes, they have to pay interest, but if the project succeeds, the increased profits can more than cover the costs. Of course, these strategies require careful planning and risk assessment. Debt can be like a double-edged sword. If used recklessly, it can lead to financial ruin. But if wielded wisely, it can help you build wealth. So, debt isn't always bad. It's all about how you use it. The rich know the value of a strong network and giving back. In the world of the wealthy, networking isn't just about exchanging business cards at social gatherings. It's about forging connections and building relationships that can open doors to opportunities and mutual growth. Take the story of a successful entrepreneur who didn't just rely on his innovative ideas or hard work. He understood the power of networking, actively seeking out mentors and peers, learning from their experiences and offering his own insights in return. Alongside networking, philanthropy plays a pivotal role. The wealthy know that giving back isn't just about tax deductions or public relations. It's about making a positive impact, about contributing to the betterment of society. Our entrepreneur, for instance, didn't just amass wealth for himself. He invested in causes he believed in, funding scholarships, supporting local businesses, and contributing to environmental initiatives. This dual strategy of networking and philanthropy not only helps in wealth accumulation but also fosters a sense of fulfillment and purpose. It's about creating a legacy that transcends monetary value. Remember, your network is your net worth, and giving back is the best investment. So, what have we learned today? We've traveled together through the 9 financial strategies that the rich use but are often overlooked by others. Let's take a moment to revisit these strategies one more time, shall we? First, we discovered the power of investing early to leverage the magic of compound interest. The sooner you start, the more time your money has to grow. Next, we delved into the importance of diversifying income sources. Relying on a single source of income is like putting all your eggs in one basket, and we all know how that story ends. Then, we explored the concept of acquiring assets that generate income or appreciate in value. Building wealth is not just about saving, but also about smart spending and investing. We also talked about understanding and mitigating financial risks. Remember, every financial decision carries a certain level of risk, but the key is to manage it strategically. Our journey also took us to the realm of continuous learning. The world of finance and markets is ever evolving, and staying updated is crucial. We discussed the importance of prioritizing long-term financial goals. Short-term gratification can sometimes lead us astray, but keeping our eyes on the prize will guide our financial decisions. Next, we highlighted the strategic use of debt. Yes, debt can be a double-edged sword, but when used wisely, it can be a powerful tool in wealth creation. Finally, we touched on the significance of building and maintaining professional networks and engaging in philanthropy. Remember, wealth is not just about personal gain, but also about contributing to the well-being of others. These strategies are not just for the rich, they are for anyone who desires to build wealth. Start implementing these habits in your financial journey. Remember, it's not about how much you earn, but how you manage it. Start applying these strategies today and see the difference it makes. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more financial insights. Until next time, keep growing your wealth. Have you ever wondered why some rich people don't look rich at all? It's a curiously perplexing concept, isn't it? We often equate wealth with flashy cars, designer clothes, and ostentatious houses, but that's just it. It's a common misconception, a stereotype that we've been led to believe. Let's break down this illusion and delve into the reality behind the seemingly ordinary facade of the wealthy. The first reason why the rich might look poor is quite simple, yet crucial. They prioritize privacy and security. Now you might ask, why would they do that? The answer lies in the age-old saying, with great power comes great responsibility. And in this case, the power is wealth. Imagine being a billionaire, with every move you make under the public's scrutinizing gaze. Every purchase, every outing, every decision is under the spotlight, leaving you exposed to potential threats and unwanted attention. It's a harsh reality many wealthy individuals face, so they choose to blend in, to maintain a low profile, to appear ordinary. They've got their fortress, but it's invisible, built with the bricks of discretion and privacy. Take Warren Buffett, for instance. The man is worth billions, yet he lives in the same house he bought in 1958 for $31,500. He could afford any mansion, any luxury, but he chose security over show. Or consider Ingvar Kamprad, the founder of IKEA. Despite being one of the richest people in the world, he drove an old Volvo and flew economy class. These individuals understood the value of privacy and security, choosing to safeguard their wealth rather than flaunt it. So it seems that for some, the saying less is more holds true when it comes to displaying wealth. Moving on, have you considered how humility factors into the equation? Yes, humility, that unassuming character trait often overlooked in our fast-paced, achievement-oriented society. When it comes to the wealthy, it's a trait that's more common than you might think. Let's take a walk down an imaginary street lined with sprawling mansions. Now imagine one of these mansions is owned by a billionaire. Can you guess which one? Don't bother. That's a trick question. The billionaire lives in a quaint, cozy bungalow at the end of the street. Surprised? You shouldn't be. You see, the rich often prioritize humility and values over ostentatious displays of wealth. It's like that old saying, why shout when a whisper can be heard? This is not about being a secret millionaire or a closet billionaire. It's about living a life that reflects one's values and not one's bank balance. For instance, consider the wealthy business owner who drives a decade-old car. It's not that he can't afford a shiny new sports car. It's just that he values the reliability and familiarity of his trusty old ride. He knows the true worth of a dollar and understands that a car is just a means to get from point A to point B. Then there's the multimillionaire who shops at discount stores. She isn't pinching pennies. She's making a statement that says, "I am more than my wealth." These examples might seem amusing, even ironic, but they illustrate a key point. When the wealthy choose humility over showiness, they're sending a powerful message. A message that says, "I am not defined by my wealth. I am defined by my character." So next time you see someone in worn-out jeans and a simple t-shirt, don't be too quick to judge. They could very well be the wealthiest person in the room. As it turns out, true wealth might indeed be about more than just money. But what about the social aspect of wealth? Can money buy genuine connections? Now that's a question that rattles the cages of our brains, doesn't it? You see, for some affluent folks, wealth isn't just about the glitz and glamour. It's a tool, a means to an end, and that end isn't always a yacht party with champagne showers. Often it's the pursuit of authenticity, genuine connections, real relationships, free from the influence of wealth. Ironically, the more money you have, the more challenging it becomes to form these connections. Why? Well, let's face it, wealth has a certain magnetic charm. It can attract people like bees to honey. But are these bees interested in the flower, or just the nectar it provides? That's the paradox wealth presents. It's a game of discernment, separating the gold diggers from the golden-hearted. In this grand play of life, wealth can sometimes be the mask that hides the true face of friendship. Hence, some wealthy individuals choose to fly under the radar, appearing less affluent than they really are. This allows them to form bonds that are based on shared interests, values, and mutual respect, rather than the size of their bank accounts. So the saying, "money can't buy happiness," might just be right, at least when it comes to genuine relationships. Ever pondered how the rich teach their children about money? Well, contrary to popular belief, they don't just hand over a credit card and say, "Go wild." They instill in their offspring the value of money, not just its power. Imagine a father, a self-made millionaire, sitting down with his young son. He hands him a single dollar and explains that this dollar can be a seed which, if planted wisely, can grow into a tree, a forest, an empire. He emphasizes that this is not about having money to spend, but about understanding how to grow and nurture it. It's about learning to see that dollar not as a ticket to instant gratification, but as a tool for future prosperity. The rich often live by the mantra, "Give a man a fish and you feed him for a day. Teach a man to fish and you feed him for a lifetime." They apply this to their financial education too. It seems that the rich understand that the best inheritance they can leave their children is not just money, but the knowledge of how to handle it. Now, let's talk about the long game. How do the rich plan for the future? Imagine having a piece of cake in front of you. You could devour it all at once, savoring every delicious bite. Or you could take a small piece each day, stretching the enjoyment over a longer period. This is how the wealthy approach their fortune. They could easily splurge it all on flashy cars and extravagant vacations, but instead they choose to savor it slowly, ensuring a future filled with financial stability. You see, the rich understand that wealth is not just about the amount of money you have, but also about how well you manage it. The aim is to create a sustainable financial plan that not only withstands the test of time, but also grows with it. They know that money, like a well-tended garden, can grow and flourish under careful management. Consider the tortoise and the hare fable. The hare, with all his speed and agility, could easily win the race, but instead he gets sidetracked, wasting his time and energy on unnecessary diversions. The tortoise, on the other hand, moves slowly but steadily towards the finish line. The hare's flashy speed is akin to short-term ostentation, while the tortoise's steady progress represents long-term financial security. The rich, much like the tortoise, understand the value of slow and steady progress. They prefer to invest their money wisely, ensuring a steady stream of income that will last them a lifetime, and often even beyond. They realize that wealth is not a sprint but a marathon. It's not about who can spend the most the fastest, but about who can maintain and grow their wealth over the long haul. So it seems that for the rich, it's not just about how much you have now, but how much you can keep for the future. They understand that the true measure of wealth is not in its display, but in its endurance. And that, folks, is the real long game. Lastly, have you ever wondered if the rich prefer comfort over luxury? It's a question that might seem counterintuitive at first glance. After all, with all their wealth, why wouldn't they want to live in the lap of luxury? But here's the twist. Sometimes, the wealthy choose comfort over luxury, and there are good reasons for it. Picture this: a billionaire in a three-piece suit and Italian leather shoes stepping out of a limousine. Sounds fitting, right? But what if that billionaire would rather wear a comfortable t-shirt and sneakers, driving around in a car that doesn't scream, "I'm rich"? It might seem like a scene from a quirky comedy, but it's not as far-fetched as you might think. The wealthy, like everyone else, have personal preferences. They value comfort and practicality. Think Mark Zuckerberg with his famous grey t-shirt, or Warren Buffett, who still resides in the house he bought in the late 50s. They could afford any luxury, yet they choose simplicity. It's a reminder that money doesn't always equal extravagance, but it's not just about physical comfort. Embracing simplicity can also provide a psychological cushion from the often harsh spotlight of wealth. It's a way to stay grounded, to remember who they are beyond the dollar signs. It's a form of self-care, a way to nurture their mental well-being amidst the potential stress and pressures of their financial status. And let's not forget, simplicity can be a strategic move too. When you're not flaunting your wealth, you're less likely to be targeted by those who might want a piece of it. It's a kind of camouflage, a protective shield against envy and judgment. So the next time you see someone in a simple outfit driving an older model car, remember they might just be richer than you think. Ever wondered how to make $1 million in a year? That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? Well, ponder no more. We're about to embark on a thrilling journey, exploring 10 realistic strategies to achieve this financial milestone. From leveraging freelance powerhouses to diving into the digital goldmine of SEO, from entrepreneurial ventures to tech investments, and much more. So buckle up, my friend. You're about to enter a world where dreams meet reality. Get ready to delve into 10 realistic ways to earn $1 million in a year. First off, consider freelancing. Imagine yourself as a powerhouse of creativity, using your technical skills and artistic flair to meet the needs of clients worldwide. Freelancing is not just about doing what you love. It's about transforming your passion into a lucrative business. Think about it. High-demand fields like design and engineering are teeming with opportunities. Companies, big and small, are outsourcing projects to freelancers, giving you the chance to tap into a global market. It's like having an all-you-can-eat buffet of projects right at your fingertips. But the best part, you're in control. You decide when to work, where to work, and who to work with. You set your rates. Just picture this. You're sipping on a cup of coffee in your favorite corner of the house, working on a project that excites you and earning big bucks. No rigid schedules, no grumpy bosses. Now, don't get me wrong. Freelancing comes with its challenges. You need to market your services, build a solid reputation, and maintain a steady flow of projects. But with the right skills, a killer portfolio, and a network of loyal clients, you can overcome these hurdles. So, are you ready to take the leap? With the right skills and clientele, freelancing can be your million-dollar ticket. Next up, we have the world of SEO. Now, what's SEO, you might ask? SEO stands for search engine optimization. In simpler terms, it's the art and science of making your website or content visible and attractive to search engines such as Google. Why is this important in the digital world? Picture the internet as a vast ocean and your website as a tiny boat without a lighthouse. It's nearly impossible for your boat to be found. SEO is that lighthouse. It helps your boat stand out among the billions out there in the digital ocean. And how does mastering SEO lead to high earnings? Well, imagine your website on the first page of Google search results. The traffic you get is immense. And with high traffic comes high revenue, especially if you're selling products, services, or even just running ads. But here's the kicker. SEO isn't a one-time thing. It's an ongoing process. It's like mining for gold. You don't stop when you find the first nugget, do you? You keep digging, refining your techniques, staying ahead of the game. Because in this digital age, SEO is the new gold rush. Mastering SEO can turn the internet into your very own gold mine. Now let's talk about starting your own business. Imagine this. You're the captain of your own ship, steering through the vast sea of the market, driven by a unique idea. This, my friends, is the essence of entrepreneurship. But what makes a business truly successful? It's not just about having a brilliant idea, but also about the execution. It's about finding a unique solution to a problem, and then marketing that solution in a way that resonates with people. Remember, a business is more than just a means to make money. It's a platform where you can create value, solve problems, and ultimately make a difference. Now let's talk numbers. A successful business has the potential for high returns. And yes, that includes hitting the coveted $1 million mark. It's not easy, and it doesn't happen overnight. But that's where the entrepreneurial spirit comes in. It's about grit, determination, and the willingness to take calculated risks. So, whether you're dreaming of launching a tech startup, opening a quirky coffee shop, or creating an innovative product, remember this: business ownership has the potential to be a lucrative venture, but it requires more than just a good idea. It requires passion, hard work, and most importantly, an entrepreneurial spirit. Running a successful business could be your pathway to the $1 million mark. Ever thought about investing in technology? It's like planting seeds in the fertile ground of innovation, where the potential for growth is immense. Consider tech startups, for instance. These are companies that are in the early stages of their life cycle, teeming with fresh ideas and disruptive potential. They could be the next big thing, or they could fizzle out. It's a bit of a gamble, but that's where the thrill lies. Then there's the world of cryptocurrencies. Ever heard of Bitcoin, Ethereum? These digital currencies have exploded in popularity, and their values have soared. Investing in them could yield huge returns, or it could lead to losses. It's a volatile market, but one that's been quite lucrative for some. But remember, with all investments, there's risk involved. You could lose your investment, or it could multiply. It's crucial to do your research, understand the market, and be ready to ride the waves of uncertainty. But if you play your cards right, the rewards could be out of this world. Tech investing can be risky, but the returns can be astronomical. Sometimes you have to take a gamble. High stakes, high rewards. That's the game of betting on opportunities. It's like wandering through a forest and suddenly stumbling upon a treasure chest. But remember, this isn't about reckless risks. It's about calculated decisions. It's about seeing potential where others might not. Imagine real estate, for instance. One man's rundown property could be your gold mine. It's about spotting that diamond in the rough, investing time and resources, and transforming it into a lucrative venture. Or consider stocks. It's about analyzing market trends, following company progress, and making informed decisions on where to place your bets. It's like a game of chess, where strategic moves can lead to a checkmate. In essence, betting on opportunities is about having an eye for potential, an appetite for risk, and the courage to jump in when you spot a promising venture. It's about being that daring explorer, ready to venture into uncharted territories in search of fortune. Betting on opportunities can be a game of high stakes, but the rewards can be just as high. Have you ever considered selling on Amazon? This isn't your everyday garage sale we're talking about. This is the world's largest online marketplace, a behemoth that never sleeps. Imagine having a store that's open 24/7 with customers from all corners of the globe. Sounds exciting, doesn't it? Now let's talk about the potential. With over 200 million unique visitors every month, even a tiny slice of that pie could lead to serious dough. And we're not just talking about selling old books or unused gadgets. From handmade crafts to cutting-edge tech, Amazon's vast marketplace can be a launchpad for your products. But like every good thing, it comes with its challenges. Competition is fierce, and standing out requires more than just a good product. It's about understanding the marketplace, finding the right niche, and tailoring a strategy that works for you. It's about taking calculated risks, learning from mistakes, and constantly adapting. So if you've got a product to sell, or an idea to turn into a product, why not give Amazon a shot? Remember, every journey of $1 million starts with a single step, or in this case, a single product listing. With the right products and strategy, Amazon can be your $1 million platform. Content is king, and it can also make you a millionaire. Now, you might be wondering, how can creating and selling content, whether it's articles, videos, music, or other forms of media, make you a millionaire? The secret lies in the value of the content. In our digital age, content is the currency that drives engagement, builds communities, and ultimately generates revenue. Imagine writing an article that goes viral, or creating a video that becomes a sensation, or composing a piece of music that sets the internet ablaze. There's serious potential for financial gain in creating and selling content that people love and want to consume. But it's not just about creating content, it's about promoting it too. You could have the best content in the world, but if no one knows about it, you're not going to make a dime. So you've got to put on your marketing hat and get your content out there. Use social media, email newsletters, SEO, and whatever other tools you have at your disposal to get your content in front of as many eyes as possible. Creating and promoting valuable content can be your ticket to the $1 Million Club. Ever thought about crowdfunding your $1 Million idea? Picture this. You have a brilliant concept. It's innovative, it's unique, and you're convinced it's going to change the world. But there's just one hitch. You're short on funds to take this idea from concept to reality. Enter the world of crowdfunding. This isn't just about raising capital. It's about validating your idea in the market. It's like a real-world litmus test. You put your idea out there, and people vote with their wallets. If they love it, they fund it. And if they fund it, you've got yourself a winner. The beauty of crowdfunding is its simplicity. You pitch your idea, set a fundraising goal, and let the magic happen. It could be a game, a gadget, a film, or even a new kind of potato salad. Yes, a potato salad. Once raised over $55,000. But remember, it's not just about the money. It's about building a community around your idea. It's about creating something that people are excited to be a part of. It's about turning your dream into something tangible. So if you're sitting on $1 million idea, why not give crowdfunding a shot? Crowdfunding can turn your $1 million idea into a reality. Sometimes joining the right company at the right time can lead to $1 million payoff. Picture this, a fledgling tech startup, brimming with potential but still finding its footing. You're there, right at the beginning, ready to ride the wave of its success. That's the power of being an early bird. In the corporate world, joining a successful company at its inception is a bit like planting a tiny seed and nurturing it into a towering tree. It requires patience, nurturing, and a dash of foresight. But when that tree bears fruit, oh, the sweet taste of success is worth every bit of effort. You see, companies at their early stages often offer equity or stock options to their employees. This means that as the company grows and flourishes, so does your financial stake. It's a high-risk, high-reward game, but if you strike gold, the payoff can be monumental. So keep your eyes peeled for that next big thing, that up-and-coming startup that sparks a fire in your gut. Because joining the right company at the right time can be a golden opportunity. Finally, consider becoming a sales and marketing guru. The world of sales and marketing is an arena of endless opportunities. It's a battleground where words are your weapons and persuasion is your strategy. It's not just about selling a product or a service. It's about selling a vision, a dream. Imagine this. You're not just selling a cup of coffee. You're selling the start to a perfect morning. You're not just marketing a car. You're marketing an exhilarating journey. This is the power of sales and marketing, and it's a power that can turn dreams into reality. Businesses are always on the hunt for sales and marketing wizards, those who can help them reach their target audience and convert leads into customers. And if you can master this craft, if you can become the guru who can guide businesses to the peak of their potential, then the sky's the limit for your earnings. Remember, every business, whether it's a multi-billion-dollar corporation or a mom-and-pop store, needs effective sales and marketing. And if you can provide that, if you can become the key that unlocks their potential, then $1 million income isn't just a dream, it's a viable reality. Sales and marketing expertise can be your pathway to $1 million income. So there you have it, 10 realistic ways to make $1 million in a year. From leveraging your skills as a freelance powerhouse, to mining the digital goldmine of SEO, harnessing your entrepreneurial spirit, or betting big on tech investments. You could become a sales mogul on Amazon, a content creator, or even a crowdfunding champion. Perhaps you're the early bird at a successful company, or a guru in sales and marketing. Each strategy holds potential, but the key is taking calculated risks and having the right approach. Remember, The path to $1 million starts with a single step. Which step will you take? Imagine you're an explorer, navigating through a dense jungle, but instead of trees and vines, it's filled with financial terms and concepts. You've got your machete at the ready, but where do you start? That's where the concept of financial literacy comes in. Just like an explorer maps out his journey, you too need a guide to navigate this jungle. Financial literacy is your map, your compass, and your survival kit all rolled into one. It's understanding how money works in the world, how someone manages to earn it, how that person manages it, how he or she invests it, and how that person donates it to help others. Now let's take a moment to appreciate the complexity of this jungle. It's brimming with terms like yield, cash flow, and equity. It's teeming with concepts like FICO scores, net worth, and budgeting. Each one is a distinct species of plant or animal with its own unique role in the ecosystem. And much like the explorer, who needs to know which plants are edible and which creatures are dangerous, you too need to understand these terms and concepts to make informed financial decisions. But why is it so important to understand these financial terms and concepts? Well, think about it. Every decision you make, from buying a cup of coffee to buying a house, is a financial decision. And every financial decision you make can either move you closer to your financial goals or push you further away. So, just as an explorer wouldn't venture into the jungle without a compass and a map, you shouldn't navigate the financial world without financial literacy. Just like an explorer needs a compass, you need financial literacy to navigate this jungle. So, grab your machetes, we're about to hack our way through this. Our first tool in this financial jungle is our compass, also known as budgeting. Imagine yourself standing in the heart of a dense forest, with nothing but a compass in hand. The forest is a symbol of your financial life, while the compass represents budgeting. Just as a compass guides you through unknown terrains, budgeting guides you through your financial decisions. It's your personal GPS, showing you where your money is going and helping you navigate towards your financial goals. Now let's break down what budgeting really is. Budgeting is the process of creating a plan to spend your money. It's about balancing your income, the money you earn, with your expenses, the money you spend. It's like having a roadmap that leads you to financial wellness, ensuring that you always have enough for the things you need and the things that are important to you. Why is budgeting important? Well, without a budget, you may end up spending more than you earn, leading to debt. Or worse, you might have money left, but no idea where it's going. It's like wandering aimlessly in the forest without a compass, not knowing where you're heading. Budgeting helps you avoid such pitfalls. It provides a clear view of your financial situation, allowing you to make informed decisions about your money. It helps you set clear financial goals, prioritize your spending, and track your progress. It's not about restricting what you spend. It's about making the money you have work for you. Think of it as your personal financial compass. It points towards financial stability and freedom, guiding you every step of the way. It helps you make sure that you're not only surviving in this financial jungle, but thriving. Remember, a compass is only useful if you use it. The same goes for budgeting. Now that we have our compass, let's uncover our map, the cash flow. Imagine your cash flow as a map of your personal financial world. It charts the journey of every dollar that comes into your hands and where it eventually ends up. On one side, we have income sources, your job, perhaps a side hustle, maybe even an inheritance from Great-Aunt Mabel. This is your money's starting point. On the other side, we have expenses, everything from the essentials like rent and groceries to the less essential like that deluxe espresso machine you've been eyeing. The difference between these two, income and expenses, gives us our cash flow. If we're bringing in more than we're spending, we've got a positive cash flow, and we're on the road to financial treasure. If we're spending more than we're earning, well, that's a negative cash flow, and we're heading straight for a financial pitfall, just like a map. Your cash flow tells you if you're heading towards treasure or a pitfall. Our next tool is our binoculars, or in financial terms, yield. Think of yield as a way to peer into the potential of an investment, just like binoculars allow us to see far off into the distance. In the simplest terms, yield refers to the earnings generated and realized on an investment over a specific period of time. It's expressed as a percentage based on the invested amount, the current market value, or face value of the security. Just like how binoculars can help us spot a rare bird in a distant tree, understanding yield can help us spot potentially lucrative investments. It gives us insight into how much we stand to gain from an investment, and consequently plays a significant role in our investment decisions. Whether we're looking at bonds, stocks, or real estate, yield can give us a good idea of the returns we can expect. It's like having a financial telescope, offering us a glimpse into the future of our investments. Just as you wouldn't venture into the wilderness without your trusty binoculars, you shouldn't navigate the financial jungle without understanding yield. It's an essential tool in our financial survival kit. Remember, binoculars help you see further, and understanding yield helps you see your financial future. Sometimes even the best explorers run into trouble. That's when our lifeboat, the FICO score, comes into play. Now, what on earth is a FICO score, you may ask? Well, it's a numerical representation of your credit worthiness, a score between 300 and 850, with 850 being the highest you can achieve. Just as a lifeboat can be a lifesaver in the choppy seas, a good FICO score can be a financial lifesaver. It's a safety net that acts as a lifeline in the financial world. It's like a trusty lifeboat that can help you navigate through the stormy seas of financial distress and uncertainty. Let's say you're stranded in the middle of the ocean, or in this case, in a sea of financial trouble. Maybe you've got a mountain of debt, or perhaps you're looking to make a significant purchase, like a new home or car. Here's where the FICO score lifeboat comes to your rescue. The better your score, the more likely lenders are to throw you a lifeline in the form of a loan or credit. Your FICO score is your key to unlocking financial opportunities. It's the golden ticket that lenders look at when deciding whether to grant you a loan or what interest rate to charge you. So maintaining a high score is crucial. It's like keeping your lifeboat in good shape, ready to save you when you need it most. But remember, just like a lifeboat, your FICO score isn't something you want to rely on all the time. It's a rescue tool, not a lifestyle. The goal is to navigate your financial journey wisely, so that you don't have to call upon your lifeboat too often. A good lifeboat, like a good FICO score, can save you when you're in deep water. Last but not least, every explorer needs a survival kit. In our financial jungle, that's equity and net worth. Imagine you're about to embark on a journey in the wilderness. You've got your compass, your map, your binoculars, and your lifeboat. But what's this? The survival kit. It's packed with every essential you might need, from a handy multi-tool to a first aid kit. In the financial realm, your survival kit is your equity and net worth. Equity, in the simplest terms, is the value of an asset after all debts and obligations are paid off. Think of it like a Swiss Army knife in your survival kit. It's versatile and can come in handy in a variety of situations. If you own a house and you've paid off a significant portion of your mortgage, that's equity. If you've invested in stocks and their value has grown, that's also equity. It's a measure of your financial strength and can be used to leverage further opportunities. On the other hand, net worth is the total value of everything you own, minus all your debts. Imagine it as the entire survival kit. It's the sum total of all your financial resources, ready to be used when you need them. Your net worth includes your cash, investments, properties, and yes, your equity too. It's a snapshot of your financial health at any given moment. Understanding your equity and net worth is like knowing exactly what's in your survival kit. It allows you to make informed decisions and navigate through the financial wilderness with confidence. It helps you gauge your financial health, plan for the future, and mitigate risks. In the end, whether you're battling the elements in the wild or navigating the complexities of finance, a well-equipped survival kit is indispensable. And in the financial world, that kit is defined by your equity and your net worth. Just like a survival kit helps you endure tough times, understanding your equity and net worth can help you weather financial storms. So, fellow explorers, are you ready to venture into the financial jungle? We've navigated the budgeting compass, the cash flow map, yield binoculars, FICO score lifeboat, and the equity and net worth survival kit. It's time to apply these tools and concepts into your own financial journey. Remember, the financial jungle is less scary when you're equipped with knowledge. So strap on your boots and let's go exploring. Ever noticed how we're quick to spend money on a fancy coffee every day, but hesitate when it comes to investing the same amount in our future? Isn't it ironic? Let's take a moment to think about it. We're all about that daily caffeine fix, right? And yet, when it comes to putting the same amount aside for a rainy day or our golden years, we suddenly become master procrastinators. This little paradox is a classic example of our often contradictory money habits. You might be chuckling, thinking, "Oh, I've been there." Well, you're not alone. We all have our little quirks when it comes to how we handle our finances. But here's the thing, some of these habits are more than just quirks. They can be downright dangerous, leading us into financial pitfalls that keep us stuck in the same economic strata. But don't worry, we're all guilty of a few bad money habits. Let's dive into some of the most dangerous ones that could be keeping you stuck in the middle class. First on the list is living beyond your means. It's like trying to run a marathon without any training. You're bound to collapse. Picture this, you're spending more than you earn, like a kid in a candy store, grabbing all the sweets without checking the price tags. The aftermath? An empty wallet and a sour taste in your mouth. Living beyond your means is a dangerous money habit that can lead to a treacherous path of debt and financial instability. It's like stepping on a financial landmine where one wrong move can blow your economic security to smithereens. But there's a silver lining: budgeting. It's your financial compass, guiding you through the wilderness of expenses and ensuring you don't lose your way. It's about being a savvy spender, not a reckless one. Think of it as the difference between a well-planned grocery shopping trip versus a free-for-all buffet where you pile your plate high, only to realize you can't finish what you took. Remember, your wealth is not measured by the things you own, but by how well you can manage your money. Imagine driving a car without a spare tire. That's what it's like not having an emergency fund. It's a risky ride, and when you hit an unexpected bump, you're in for a rough time. An emergency fund, you see, is more than just a financial buffer. It's a lifeline when life throws a curveball your way. Think about it. A sudden job loss, a major car repair, or a medical emergency. Without a safety net, these situations can throw you into a financial tailspin. But with an emergency fund, you can tackle these head-on without derailing your financial journey. So, how do you build this financial shield? Start small if you must. Aim for a modest goal at first, like saving enough to cover 1 month's worth of expenses. Once you hit that, aim for 3 months. Then 6. Make it a habit to stash away a portion of your income regularly. Remember, it's not about the size of the fund, but the habit of saving that matters. It's like building a muscle. The more you exercise it, the stronger it gets. An emergency fund is not just a safety net. It's your ticket to financial peace of mind. Planning for retirement is like planting a tree. The best time was 20 years ago. The second best time is now. When it comes to retirement, procrastination can be a costly mistake. Imagine running a marathon, but you only start training a week before the race. Sounds disastrous, right? That's what inadequate retirement planning is like. You're running a financial marathon with your future self, but you're not putting in the training. The consequences: a retirement riddled with financial stress and an inability to maintain your lifestyle. The solution? Start early, start now. It's about setting a course for your future self, a course that leads to financial freedom. Consistent contributions are key. It's not about how much you earn, but how much you save and invest. Picture it as a snowball. Even small amounts can accumulate into a sizable nest egg over time. Remember, retirement planning isn't just for the silver-haired folks. It's a journey that begins the moment you start earning. It's a commitment to your future self. Retirement planning isn't about age. It's about financial freedom. Not investing is like leaving your money under the mattress. It's safe, but it's not growing. Now let's dissect that a bit. Imagine you've got a garden, but you never plant any seeds. Sure, you won't risk any seeds not sprouting, but you also won't have any blooming flowers or ripening fruits. Consider your money as seeds. If you don't plant them, they're not going to grow. Investing is just that, planting your money seeds into ventures that have the potential to flourish. It's about putting your money to work, and over time you'll see it grow, sprouting into a sturdy financial tree. Of course, different types of investments come with different levels of risks and rewards. It's like choosing between planting a slow-growing oak tree or a fast-growing sunflower. Stocks might grow quickly but can be risky, like sunflowers. Bonds, on the other hand, are more like oak trees, slower to grow but typically more stable. But remember, not investing at all is the riskiest move of all. It's like leaving your garden barren and expecting it to thrive. Investing isn't just about making money, it's about securing your financial future. Impulse buying is like eating junk food. It feels good in the moment, but it's bad for your financial health. It's the spontaneous decision to buy something without planning or evaluating the purchase. It's that candy bar in the checkout line, the flashy gadget you never knew you needed, or the designer shoes on sale that you just can't resist. Impulse buying can be a major roadblock to financial stability. It can lead to overspending, debt, and even financial ruin if left unchecked. But don't worry, there are strategies to curb this costly behavior. First, create a budget and stick to it. Know your limits and plan your purchases. Second, avoid shopping as a form of entertainment. It's a slippery slope from browsing to buying. Third, give yourself a cooling off period. If you see something you want, wait a day or two before buying. Often the urge to buy will pass. Remember, every dollar spent on an impulse buy is a dollar less for your savings, investments, or future needs. Impulse buying isn't just a shopping habit, it's a financial trap. Ignoring insurance is like walking on a tightrope without a safety net. You're just one accident away from a financial disaster. Now let's put this into perspective. Imagine being on a serene vacation, and suddenly you're in a car accident. Without insurance, you're looking at towering medical bills, vehicle repairs, and possibly even lost wages. It's a financial nightmare waiting to happen. Or consider this, you're a proud homeowner, and a natural disaster strikes. Without homeowner's insurance, you're stuck footing the bill to repair, or even rebuild your home. It's like getting struck by lightning twice. And it's not just about accidents or disasters. Health insurance is crucial too. Regular checkups, preventive care, and medication can quickly add up without it. It's like trying to fill a bucket with a hole at the bottom. So whether it's health, home, auto, or life insurance, these aren't mere options or extras. They're your financial safety nets. They're there to catch you when life throws you a curveball. Because, let's face it, life has a wicked sense of humor sometimes. Insurance isn't a luxury, it's a necessity. It's the cushion that softens the blow when you fall off that financial tightrope. Poor credit management is like driving with a blindfold. Sooner or later, you're going to crash. It's a fact of modern life. That credit is a necessary tool for achieving financial goals. But like any tool, if misused or not understood, it can lead to more harm than good. Poor credit habits can trap you in a cycle of debt, affect your ability to secure loans, or even get a good job. The key to good credit management is understanding your credit score. Think of it as a financial report card. Paying bills on time, reducing debt, and avoiding maxing out credit cards are all part of maintaining a healthy credit score. And remember, regularly checking your credit report for errors is as important as regular checkups for your health. Errors or fraudulent activities can silently erode your credit score. But here's the good news. With discipline and the right habits, you can improve your credit score. Start by making timely payments, reducing the amount you owe, and avoiding new debt. Finally, don't forget to seek professional help if you're overwhelmed. Credit counseling agencies can provide guidance and help you devise a plan to improve your credit health. Good credit isn't just about getting a loan, it's about financial credibility. So take off that blindfold and steer your financial vehicle with open eyes and a clear direction. Financial illiteracy is like sailing without a compass. You're lost at sea and don't even know it. It's the unseen iceberg waiting to sink your financial ship. Not understanding the basics of budgeting, investing, retirement planning, or even credit management is like trying to build a house without a blueprint. You wouldn't do that, would you? Financial literacy is the key to unlocking the door to financial stability and wealth. Without it, you're in a constant state of financial fog, making decisions based on guesswork rather than knowledge. This can lead to devastating consequences, such as crippling debt, inadequate retirement savings, or even bankruptcy. Imagine being equipped with the tools to navigate the financial sea, to steer clear of the rocks of debt and the whirlpools of poor investments. That's what financial literacy can do for you. It can turn the unpredictable ocean of finance into a calm lake, where you're the master of your own financial ship. Financial literacy isn't just about money. It's about empowering yourself for a secure financial future. So there you have it, 8 dangerous money habits that could be keeping you in the middle class. We've talked about living beyond your means, neglecting to save for emergencies, inadequate retirement planning, failing to invest, impulse buying, neglecting insurance, poor credit management, and lack of financial literacy. All these habits might seem minor in isolation, but when you add them up, they can be a significant hurdle to financial freedom. But don't worry, it's never too late to turn things around. With a little discipline, some smart strategies, and a commitment to financial education, you can break these habits. Start by creating a realistic budget, building an emergency fund, planning for retirement early, diversifying your investments, curbing impulse buying, reviewing your insurance policies, managing your credit wisely, and enhancing your financial literacy. Remember, your financial future is in your hands. It's time to break these habits and start building your wealth.
You ever look at your bank account and think, where the heck did all my money go? Yeah, same. So I gave myself a challenge. Track every single dollar I spent for 30 days. No skipping, no, I'll log it later. Every swipe, tap, and snack written down. And what I discovered? It kind of shocked me. Turns out, I was spending way more than I thought on things I didn't even really enjoy. Like, I spent more on food delivery than actual groceries. And half the time, the food wasn't even good. But this challenge wasn't about guilt. It was about awareness. And by the end of the 30 days, not only did I feel more in control, I actually saved more money without even trying that hard. And today, I'm breaking down everything I learned. Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome back to the show. It's James here, and today's episode is a little different, but a bit more personal, a bit more real. So I did something that honestly made me uncomfortable at first. I tracked every single dollar I spent for 30 days straight. Yes, every coffee, every impulse buy, every late night Uber Eats run. All of it. I wanted to see where my money was really going. No sugarcoating, no rounding down, no, I'll check it later. Just raw, honest numbers. And let me tell you, what I learned surprised me more than I expected. At first, I thought I had a pretty good grip on my spending. I mean, I'm not someone who splurges on big-ticket items every weekend. I'm not drowning in subscriptions. And I try to cook at home when I can. But what I thought I was doing and what I was actually doing, two completely different stories. Within the first week, I noticed a pattern, and not a good one. My biggest spending triggers weren't emergencies or essentials. They were boredom, stress, and honestly, convenience. That random $10 quick snack, because I didn't feel like cooking, turned into a $200 habit over the month. That $5 app download I didn't think twice about. Multiply that by 4 or 5 random why not purchases. It adds up. But the biggest shocker, and I mean jaw-dropping, was how much I spent on delivery. I knew I ordered out more than I should, but tracking it made it painfully clear. I was spending more on DoorDash than on groceries, like, what? I had groceries in the fridge that literally expired while I waited for takeout. That one hurt. And the thing is, I wasn't even enjoying most of it. It was just mindless spending, habit-driven, not intentional. That was a big realization for me. So I started asking myself, every time I pulled out my card or opened an app, is this something I really want, or is it just easy right now? And to be clear, this challenge wasn't about guilt. It wasn't about shaming myself for every dollar. It was about awareness. I wanted to take control of my money instead of letting it disappear without knowing where it went. And that shift in mindset changed everything. Once I had the data, I started adjusting. I didn't go full minimalist, but I did make intentional swaps. I set a weekly cash budget for fun stuff, like coffee runs or takeout, and when it was gone, that was it. I paused subscriptions I hadn't used in months. I meal prepped for the first time in ages, and I actually stuck with it. I even noticed some emotional habits around spending, like I'd treat myself when I was having a bad day, not because I needed anything, but because I wanted to feel better. And while there's nothing wrong with that in moderation, doing it often adds up quickly. financially and emotionally. Something else that helped, writing a little note next to each expense, like not just $14 lunch, but $14 lunch with friends, worth it, or $18 coffee because I was tired and didn't plan ahead. It sounds cheesy, but it helped me make sense of my choices and separate the ones that brought me joy from the ones that just drained my wallet. So after 30 days, what did I learn? I learned that awareness is powerful. Most of us don't have a spending problem. We have an awareness problem. Once you know where your money's going, you can actually make changes that stick. I also learned that small, consistent habits beat big, dramatic changes every time. You don't have to cancel everything or cut yourself off. You just have to be mindful. And the best part, I ended the month with more money in my account than usual. Not because I made more, but because I was intentional. And that's a habit I plan to keep going forward. So, if you've never tracked your spending before, I challenge you to try it, even just for a week. Use a notebook, a notes app, whatever works for you. The goal isn't perfection, it's awareness. All right, that's it for today's episode. If you enjoyed this or want to share your own experience, hit me up. I love hearing how other people approach money challenges like this. And if you think a friend needs to hear this, as maybe someone who keeps saying, "I don't know where my money goes," send it their way.